My name is Larry Parkinson. I'm a retired public servant. Spent 40 years with the federal government and various agencies, so I retired a couple of years ago. The home was built in 1965. This fall will be 25 years that I've been here as an owner, and I've always wanted to renovate it. Wanted to make sure that when I did it right. And I knew it wouldn't be cheap, so I wanted to make sure I was ready to do it and ready to do it right. I ended up with Schroeder because I used a woman named Dee David who worked in Northern Virginia. I think she still does, but she did a small renovation of a bathroom in a house that I owned a couple miles away before I moved here. We really liked her work, so I reached out to her, not knowing if she was still in the business 20-some years later. And she said, I don't really do work in Northern Virginia anymore, but I have a great recommendation for you, and it's Schroeder. So I came to Schroeder, met the people, and we were off to the races. Yeah, it was always pretty much the same, and that it was to upgrade the kitchen and the upstairs bathrooms. Had 2 upstairs bathrooms, hadn't been touched, I don't think, since 1965. Had the avocado green tile. And the kitchen, I'm not sure, I don't know what the history of the kitchen was, but it was dark and had dark cabinetry, and even though I have some lights, it was time to upgrade. I think just the people, and in particular the designer. I had Nina, I won't try to pronounce her last name, call her Nina C. Nina from the outset, she spent a lot of time with me on the design, with her team at Schroeder, and did terrific work, and whenever I needed something, she was there. She brought 3 significant designs for the kitchen renovation. One that was something I didn't expect, which was to remove a wall. There was a wall here. I did not, going into it, expect to be taking down walls. I didn't know if it was a load-bearing wall or not, but I was not really focused on changing the footprint of the house. Not because I didn't want to, just because I thought this is going to be enough work the way it is. So she brought 3 significant designs. Turned out that removing this wall was not as difficult as I thought it might be. And I went with that one. There was another one that had a more grandiose wall removal that I chose not to go with. And then in the bathrooms upstairs, the master bathroom, I knew I wanted to expand the master bathroom, because there were 2 side-by-side small 1965 era bathrooms. And I had the flexibility of taking out a large walk-in closet at the end of the hall. So I was ready to do that, but she came up with this idea for a wet room, which I didn't even know what that was. She said, how about a wet room? So once she explained to me what a wet room was, it was an intriguing design, and we went with that. The wet room is fantastic. I really like how this has opened up this space, because there used to be a wall right here with a normal doorway over there into the dining room. And as I say, the cabinetry was dark previously, so this has totally opened it up. This is fantastic as well. I mean, I would say the lighting, I mean, it was, the rooms were small, the bathrooms were small. This was a reasonably well-sized kitchen, but it was also, as I mentioned, it wasn't open like this. It did have a window out to the back, so it got some light, but, and it was dark cabinetry, so we completely changed the lighting in both spaces. What I really like about the renovation is how much space was opened up, both here in the kitchen dining room area as well as the master bathroom in particular. I added a new guest bathroom that's basically a similar footprint, but it has new window. It's light as well, but the lighting is what I particularly like. The folks are terrific. I mean, from the very first time I met out in Fairfax at the offices through today, whenever I needed something, they were there. They were always helpful anytime I had a question. The design in particular, Nina, you can go down rabbit holes and spend forever looking at, grout colors or what you name it. There's a bazillion things that go into a project. She was tremendous about bringing me. She kind of knew from our conversations what I liked and what I didn't like and what I was trying to accomplish. So she would bring me 3 options for things, and we almost always agreed on she wouldn't tell me which option she preferred, but she would bring me 2 or 3 options and I would choose one, and that made that process go really smoothly. I would just say this worked great for me, and I don't know why it wouldn't work for others. And I once I got comfortable with the people, which was almost immediately, I didn't have competitors come in and give me competing bids. I didn't do any of that. I had the luxury of, once I got comfortable moving forward, we moved forward almost immediately after that first meeting. The principal was there, Mark was there, so I got comfortable with the leadership of the group as well. And Frank was great. Frank started me out, and Nina, and so we had a great team. And Paul came in toward the end of the project and was terrific anytime I needed anything. And he can attest that I had a lot of questions and a lot of things on my list, and he was responsive to every one of them. It was a great experience from start to finish.